Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is David, and in this video I'm going to show you Lost Cities to Go. This is the Dutch version, and Lost Cities to Go is originally from 2018, but it's been redesigned and reprinted, in this case by the Dutch publisher 999 Games. Lost Cities is my favorite game for 2 players. This game is kinda the same, only in this version we're playing with tiles instead of cards. So please let me show you how it's played. Each player will get one of these expedition boards. You shuffle all tiles into a big pile, and then you're basically ready to start the game, and the oldest player will be the first player for the first round. When it's your turn, you take either a tile over here, you can take one tile that is open in the middle, or you can take a tile from your expedition board. But since option 2 and option 3 are not there, we're gonna take one of the tiles from the draw pile. When you draw a tile, you can choose to do 3 things. You can say, I want it, I'm gonna place it into my expedition. You can say, I don't want it, I let it out in the middle. Or you can say, I might want to have this later. Or in mean cases, you don't want your opponent to have this tile, then you could move it over here into a kind of reserve. But since this is a low number, I'm gonna use it right away and starting the blue expedition. Numbers 2, 3 and 4 have a compass on them. That means when you play this number into your expedition, you can add another tile of the same color straight away as a free action, but that tile has to be either in the open or on your own expedition board. You cannot draw a tile and then hope it's a blue one. So in this case, it's a pity of the bonus action. I could place it over here and hopefully get another blue one, but for now I'm just gonna put it over here. And I simply don't have another tile to add. Once you start an expedition, the next tile has to be a higher number, and the numbers go from 2 up to 10. There are 5 colors, and each number of a color is only once in the game. At the end of the round, you will have to deduct 20 points from your expedition, because those are the costs to start an expedition. So I must make sure, now that I've started the blue expedition, that there will be at least 20, or better of course, more than 20 points in this blue expedition of mine. Then it's the next player, a high number 8. You want to start low because you need to build up. So that player doesn't want this one and puts it in the middle of the table. Now it's my turn again, so now I can take either these tiles or I can pick up this one, but I don't want that one either. So I'm just going to draw a card from the pile. The blue number 5. It's nice because I'm already started number 5, but there's also a 3 and a 4 over there. So I think I'm going to place it into my reserve. And let's see if we can find number 3 or number 4 of blue. That player finds the high blue number 10. So now he can think, I don't need it, it's too high, I'm going to place it over here. But he also sees, of course, that I'm playing blue. So for me, this is a very nice tile. So maybe he's going to place it over here. So I cannot get that tile anymore, and maybe he can also start a blue expedition when finding number 8 and number 9. He could get a better score than me. Then it's my turn again, a green number 6, I don't want it. Then that player draws the special tiles. With these tiles, you're gonna make a bet, and you have to place these tiles before you start the numbers. This will multiply your score of that expedition, in this case of the green expedition, at the end of the game. So if I play it over here, my green expedition has started, or in this case of my opponent. And the score of this expedition will now be doubled. But also if it's a negative, say I score only 18 points, 20 points are deducted, so I get only minus 2 points. Then also the minus 2 will be doubled, so minus 4 points. There are 3 of those of each color. If you add a second one, you will score the score of your expedition of that color times 3. And when you get all 3 of them, you will score the total value of your expedition times 4. You cannot add this tile once you've already added in some numbers. So if this was the blue one, I cannot add it over here because the blue expedition has already been started. These have to be the first tiles you play of that expedition. But maybe that player likes to gamble and says, okay, I'm gonna start the green expedition with this one. And so game continues. Well, let me start a yellow one. The green 7, there's already 6, so this player is going to take this one into his reserve. Then it's my turn again. The brown one. I like to focus on 2 or 3 colors. Well, let's do so. Up. And then that player gets a number he doesn't want, so he'll place it over here. And so we go back and forth. There are 4 special tiles I want to show you before we go to the end. Those are these storm tiles. When you draw a storm tile, you're gonna remove 1 tile from the game, or you can simply discard this one without removing a tile. But now you can choose to remove either a blind tile, a tile from the offer, or you can remove one of the 2 tiles that is over here. Because maybe if this player drew that tile, he might want to remove this blue number 10, because he's not going to use it himself, but it prevented me from getting this tile, and also now you have a new space available to use on your own expedition board. And if I drew this tile, I might want to remove this number 6, because I see that player is starting the green expedition, so let's get rid of a green tile, so he will score less points. But like I said, you can also discard this tile without removing a tile from the game. And so the game continues until the last face down tile has been revealed. Then that player finished the turn, and then we're going to score points. You score points for each expedition that you've started. So if you didn't use a color, you won't get any points for it. And you're going to check how many points you've scored for each color. Remember, the cost of the expedition is 20 points. And if you use the betting tiles, you will double, triple, or quadruple your score at the end of the game. Also negative points. And then whoever has the most points wins the round. You are supposed to play 3 rounds, and after 3 rounds, who then has the most points is the winner. And the player who has the most points after each round will be the starting player for the next round. And so after 3 rounds you will have a winner. So that is how you play Lost Cities 2 Go. Basically the same, only we have tiles instead of cards, but I do like the card game still the best. Starting expeditions number 2 up to 10. When you add a number 2, 3 or 4, you can add another tile of the same color as a free bonus action. And the tile has to come from either the open offer or from your own personal board. And you can use this board to reserve 2 tiles that you might want to use later. Or you use it to prevent your opponent from taking that tile. And there are 4 times in the game a storm tile can appear. And then you can remove either a tile from the game, from the middle, or from your own player board. So it's also a risk if there's a tile that you really want to keep it over here, just in case your opponent's gonna draw a storm tile and might remove that tile from the game. So that's how you play Lost Cities 2 Go. If you have any questions about this game, please feel free to ask them in the comments below. My name is David, thank you for watching and hope to see you next time.